Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the new year. A lot of people have come to me in the past week, and they're starting to think about what they want to do in 2020. And some people are reflecting on 2019, and they're telling me they're really happy how things worked out, and they're feeling very inspired for the new year. But some people have come to me, and they're filled with regret. They're talking a lot about the things they didn't accomplish, the things they didn't stick to, the relationships that didn't work out, the jobs that they didn't get, and they're just worried that 2020 will be exactly like 2019. The thing about reflecting back on a year is that we have to be very careful because it's really easy to be negative about the things we did or didn't do. It's really easy to write stories about the expectations we had and how things didn't go our way and things aren't working out. But what we're really doing is we're building a case of regret. A story about how we didn't make the right decisions. The story about how we should have been in a different place at this point. And we're not really standing on sturdy ground to have a new beginning. Because regret is a story that we tell about how life would have been better if we made a different choice, if we made a better choice. And we all know every decision we make in life, whether we believe it's good or bad, has bumps. Even good relationships have bumps, even good businesses and good jobs. There's always bumps in the road. But our story of regret is always very clean and pristine, as if we made another choice, we know how it would have worked out. And we forget we could have been at the wrong place at the wrong time. The business we thought we were going to go into, maybe it wouldn't have worked out. Maybe we would have had some bad clients or our partner wouldn't have been great. And that person we decided not to date, how do we know that that was the person that we're supposed to be with for the rest of our lives? We can't possibly know anything that didn't actually happen. But this idea of regret fools us. And it makes us believe that we're wrong, we're not worthy, we're not good enough, and our life's headed in the wrong direction. And in order to start the year in the best place possible, we need to clear these thoughts away. Regrets are made up stories, and all you know is here you are with the hope and possibility that you can have the life that you want from this day forward. And that is the perfect way to start the new year. You don't have to say you're happy what happened in 2019. You're allowed to feel sad. You're allowed to feel heartbroken. You're allowed to feel whatever you want to feel. But you'll never know if another decision would have been better because you haven't lived it. It's amazing there's nothing that weighs more than the past. It takes us out of the present and it taints our future. Because it makes us feel so wrong and so defeated and so misguided. And it makes us look around and think other people made better decisions, other people have relationships, other people had successful businesses, and it's because the choices we made were not where we want to be. And so in order to step into 2020, we need to let go of everything that happened in 2019. And we need to be very present. We start to think about what we want our lives to look like in 2020. And we have to remember that concept that I know I talk about all the time. But uncertainty is your best friend. Because 2020 is filled with uncertainty. But because you don't know, there's hope and possibility that you can get the job that you want. That you can build the business that you want. You can find the relationship that you want. And the only thing that's going to tell you you can't have it is the past. And I know it's hard to let go of pains and hurts and disappointments. And like I said, it's okay to feel what you feel. But it's not fair to look forward and not recognize that there could be something waiting for you. And the best way to do it is to recognize that we're not sure what would have happened if we made other choices. And all we know is here we are with the hope and possibility that our lives can unfold the way that we want in 2020. We have to make sure that the choices that we make reflect who we are, that they come from this place where the choices that we're about to make are meaningful to us. They allow us to be our authentic self. We need to figure out how we can trust that we'll be okay no matter what. And we need to have value and respect for ourselves and love for ourselves. And that love can never be based on what is happening on the outside world. If a relationship didn't work, it has nothing to do with our value. And if a business didn't work, it has nothing to do with our value. That's where we get caught. We let the outside world determine our inner value. But the truth is, we are valuable because we are. And we're lovable because we are. And when we can totally value and love ourselves, it's easier to let go of the past. When we can see the things that happen outside of ourselves doesn't reflect our true nature. And if we still have what it takes and we still have those pieces of ourselves that make us whole, then we could still move forward and live our best life. And don't be afraid to have big goals. Don't be afraid to want to grow a big business, go back to school, get a new job, fall in love. Your desires are real. Your thoughts are real. They're valuable and they're worthy. And everything that's happened before this moment doesn't reflect who you are in this moment. This moment, this breath, this time, it's all new. But we must see ourselves as new. And as the year begins and life changes, we have to know that as life changes, we will change. And we will find the strength and the resilience to stay on our path, to stick to our goals, and to love ourselves enough to find our way. You deserve to have a good life, a happy life, a joyous life, an abundant life. And in order to do this, we have to see what's happened before cannot determine how we see ourselves. Because there are a lot of stories that we can tell that'll make us feel bad, that'll disempower us, that'll make us believe that we can't have the life that we want. But nobody knows what the future brings. And this is when uncertainty is on our side. And this is where maybe comes into play. Because when you can't know something for sure, that means maybe things could turn out the way that you want them to. And maybe things could get better. And maybe you could accept what's happening and still be okay. And maybe this moment offers you something new. Life has maybe. You have maybe. And you could also look back and say, maybe another decision wouldn't have led my life in a better place. Maybe I'm exactly where I need to be to start new. So start writing your goals down and your intentions down and your dreams down, and start working on letting go of what you're holding on to. 2020 is a new year filled with possibilities, filled with opportunity. We just need to dig deep and love and respect ourselves, let go of regrets, and for all we know, maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my book, The Gift of Maybe, it's available at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you like this podcast, you could subscribe and leave a comment.